everyone. Hello, Elisa. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for joining me today. I'm
Sure.
super excited because we are doing the DermaMed Solutions and DM Skincare Pregnancy Protocol,
Yes.
which is amazing. It's packed with products, and we're going to make sure to go over all of them. So let's just jump right into it because I want to make sure we can cover everything. And we're going to start off with a double cleanse. So I'll be using the Botanic Cream Cleanser, and that is the retail size, but you have a professional size of that as
Yes.
well, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, and
love.
sorry, I was going to say we chose that one because it doesn't have any of the retinol in it that the gel has, so it's more suitable for pregnant skin.
Absolutely, and you bring up a good point because for pregnancy or for skin during pregnancy, we want to make sure that we are avoiding vitamin A and retinols as well as salicylics as well. So this is a great choice for
Yes.
the first cleanse in the treatment. And it's a really nice, luxurious cream. It has a great slip. It has a really nice botanical smell as well. And it's really packed with some great ingredients. Can you tell us a little bit about some?
Yeah, so it's got a combination of AHAs as well as botanicals that are just like refreshing and astringent almost. So it's got a little bit, I think it's got sugar maple, which is a really gentle AHA, a little bit of lactic, another gentle AHA. Pregnancy is fine with AHAs. So
Right,
you
it's
can,
that BHA, the
yep,
salicylic, that can be a real issue.
right.
So we're going to go in with the second cleanse, and that's going to be another one of the cream cleansers. And this one is the glycolic cream. So we had a little bit of lactic in the botanic cream, and now we're going to follow it up with a nice
Yep.
glycolic. This is
Yeah.
just gently starting that exfoliation process.
Exactly. You just want to give it a little bit of a boost because also with pregnant skin, there's sometimes there could be dullness or a little bit of breaking out or uneven skin tone or uneven oil. So you just want to give it that little bit of a boost without being too aggressive.
Exactly. And this
Yep.
is nice because we're kind of layering different types of gentle exfoliation. We are going to be moving into a glycolic after this as well. And that's the 30% glycolic. We'll just leave that on for a few minutes.
Hmm.
And then there's some optional microdermabrasion in the treatment as well, which I am going to do today because we got to showcase that mega peel. I love that
Yeah,
touch.
absolutely. So with that step, like as long as we're getting to that step, so there's a lot of different ways that you could approach it depending on the state of your client's, skin or mood in that moment. Because sometimes also pregnant skin can get a little bit more sensitive than it normally is. It can just you can feel things more than you normally would. So
Right.
you could always do the peel alone, you could do the microderm alone, or you could do them together if you really feel that they require, that extra bit of boost, and that won't be irritating in and of itself.
Yeah, and performing the glycolic first kind of makes it feel a little bit more gentle because if you do it after
Yes.
the microderm, for sure you're going to feel more of that
Oh
stimulation
yeah.
from the
Yep.
glycolic.
Yeah,
So
the microderm will work as like a cleanup crew, kind of for whatever's
exactly.
left behind.
But you definitely, yeah, this acts as like a cleanup crew. So in this sense, we're doing the glycolic first. It's the glycolic is kind of coming in, doing a little bit of the work ahead of time, working on that cement in between the skin cells, kind of breaking that up. So when the microderm comes in, it'll really be a much better exfoliation. It's
Yep.
kind of not like a prep for the microderm, but essentially it is kind of breaking things up to make that more efficient. So we'll just remove that Botanic Cream cleanser, and then we are going to move right into the glycolic step. So I am just going to dry the skin a little bit first. And then this glycolic is a 30% glycolic. If my memory serves me right, it's a 2 pH.
Yes. Yes.
And we're just going to do this for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Yep. It also has a little licorice extract in there, so for a
Mm,
little extra brightening, which is always nice.
I love licorice, and I think it's a little anti-inflammatory as well, if I remember,
Yes.
which is nice combination
Mhm.
for a peel because we do want to manage inflammation as well. We don't want to create too much of an inflammatory response in any pregnant skin.
Right.
So we're really kind of doing a gentle step by step approach. So I have my glycolic already, and actually let me just get a little eye protection because I am going to use a fan brush for this one. So I'm just going to apply one layer of this glycolic, working my way down.
Yeah, and the way that this is formulated, glycolics can pack a punch. And this one really, there's a tingle, but it's really not, it's not too much. Like they're a fan, I always have one available just in case. But I find that the formulation of it is really easy to tolerate.
I agree. I find
Yeah.
that it's a very effective glycolic, but it's much more comfortable for sure. Something I could tolerate on a lunch break.
Yep.
My skin would be fine afterwards. It does give me that activity that I want and I
Yes.
expect from a glycolic, but it is, like you said, kind of like tolerable, very manageable
Yep.
feeling. So I'm just going in and we'll let that do its job for a minute or two. And I'm just going to prepare my neutralizer, which, of course, I hid all my bowls. I do this every time. Like, I think I get everything together and I did a really good job at prepping, but still, that extra bowl.
So it is nice, you do want to neutralize any AHA before you remove it. And this neutralizer also has, a little bit of like anti-inflammatory ingredients in there. So it kind of not only stops the action of the peel, but it kind of cuts down in any residual inflammatory response.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like a little mixture of botanicals.
Yep.
So what we have some calendula, some chamomile, some
Right.
ginseng, and then there's some aloe in there as well.
Yep.
So really helping to manage that inflammation, which is really important in, skincare, facial protocols in general.
Yep.
Much inflammation can obviously, be a trigger and cause some issues. So we want to do some work and definitely stimulate the skin, but manage that
Yes.
inflammatory process.
Because sometimes I'm asked, oh, is sodium bicarbonate water okay to use instead? And, theoretically it is, but you're not getting those additional benefits. All you're doing there is stopping the peel. You're not getting any
Exactly.
of the anti-inflammatory, calming, soothing benefits
Which
of
is
the
really
neutralizer.
important. Yeah,
Yeah, it's very important.
it is. And I think this neutralizer feels really good as
Mhm.
well. So it's just like a really nice blend. You get a huge bottle. I am pretty liberal with it,
Yeah.
but you can just follow up with water as well if you do a really good pass. I've soaked two of my gauzes, so I have those ready, and we'll neutralize in just another 30 seconds. Usually I'll do two passes and then I'll just kind of finish up with cold water just to make sure that all the sensation has stopped.
But if you
So,
look at her skin too, it looks
mhm.
great. It doesn't look overly
Right, right.
active or anything, or really pink or red. It just looks,
Yeah.
yeah.
But definitely you can feel that activity happening
Yep.
for sure. All right. So we'll go ahead and start that neutralization. And I'm just going to really work in the same way that I applied the peel. I could hear the little bubbles.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sometimes during this process, though, sometimes your clients may feel like, oh, you put the neutralizer on, I got a little increase in sensation.
Yes.
It is kind of a chemical reaction
Yeah,
to
it's exactly
stop,
what it is.
yeah, to stop this chemical
Yeah.
reaction. And there can be activity with that, but it will subside. And that's why I just take the time to do a couple passes. And I'll usually ask if there's any areas
Yep.
that feel still sensitive, kind of making sure to take care around the lips, around those areas of the nose. around the eyes, any place where the acid can kind of pool. How are you feeling?
Good.
Do you still have any stimulation anywhere? Okay.
Okay.
She's good. All right, so I'm just going to do one pass with the water, and then I'm going to make sure the face is super, super dry because we're going to be moving into the microdermabrasion step next. And so I love the Mega Peel.
Mm-hmm.
And for, anybody who doesn't know, I did work at DermaMed for I think 12 and a half years, honestly, a really long time. So my first love in aesthetics, honestly. And the Mega Peel was my first device that I was ever treated with. And I have one, obviously, because I'm going to be using it today. And I think microdermabrasion is a real staple. It's something that I'm really passionate about. And I'm also really passionate about the Mega Peel specifically. I personally love to be able to control the vacuum and the crystal independently. You don't need to eat crystals. We don't have to be covered in crystals to have a really great microdermabrasion. So I just get a nice little stream with the Mega Peel. And, we're not eating crystals. We don't have a lot of cleanup, which is really nice, especially if we're going into something maybe like an infusion step or whatever, where crystals remaining on the skin and cause an issue. These are super easy to remove. And then, of course, in some areas, we're going to want a little bit more vacuum pressure, but we don't need those crystals. So we can go ahead and increase that for areas we need, or if we have a more mature skin type, a skin type that maybe lacks a lot of elasticity, we can go ahead and bump that pressure way down as well. So we have a lot of flexibility with that. We can add the facial cups to the device and get really low with the pressure and do some nice lymph drainage with that as well. So a super diverse device. So I'm just using my elbows and not my elbows, but my forearms to make sure that we're all dry. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the microderm. So I actually have like a beast over here. I have one of the old platinum units, if you've ever seen them. So it's like a big guy. This was the physician grade, very comparable to the gold unit that is available now, but just a lot bigger for high volume microdermabrasions. So the unit is beautiful. It's very black and sleek now, and mine's kind of an older beige.
That's what mine looks like.
Yeah. But I mean, this guy, it's got to be at least 15 to 20 years old.
Yeah, I think in the derm practice I work in, I think they bought it in 2005 or something, and it's still operating great, perfect.
Perfect. I've never when I worked there, I was like, please let me have a microderm. What can I get? And so we had a super old model come in, and they were like, all right, we have some of these leftover parts. We'll just throw them in there, so it won't cost as much. And then you can take it home. And I was like, yay! And I was like, it's kind of even like a little Frankenstein unit in a way, because it has different color connectors. But I've never needed a repair, and I've had it for so long, and it's just really amazing.
Yep.
So I took the time. I did set the my KPA and to about in between 35 and 40. And just because, we did do that peel, we're going to be working a little bit more gently, but you could go to 45.
And remember, we're working on a pregnant person.
Right.
So you always want to back off a little bit.
Exactly.
To be safe. Yeah.
So I'm right between that 35, 40. And I have the silver handpiece, and I have the divided clear tip. So you probably, you can see it. See that divider in there. It's just really allowing the crystals to kind of hit that divider before they meet the skin, and just kind of softening the blow a little bit. So really good for facial services. DermaMed also has the gold handpiece and the gold tip, which has no divider, so more direct microdermabrasion. That's a lot better for body treatments and anything with scars or something you really want to do a little bit more work on. So we're going to be going gentle because we have our pregnancy, our unpregnant pregnancy model today. So I'll go ahead and turn this on. And like I've said, I've already set the vacuum pressure, and I did set the crystal flow. And I'm sure you probably won't be able to see the crystal flow, but let me try anyway.
Yeah, it looks like a little tornado.
Yeah, it's very tiny little
Yeah.
tornado. You don't need a lot. So I'm going to go ahead in and start with this microderm. And I like to do my vertical pass first.
Yep. Yeah, you can even see like there's very little crystal on the skin.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, which is
I don't
great.
know if you can see it at all now,
Yeah.
but it is there. You can.
Yep.
It's glistening. It's glistening in the light for me. So I can see that it's there, and it does give
Yep.
me a little bit of a path. I could probably bump it up, honestly, just a little. No, I like it. I like it where we're at. But I could maybe bump the crystal up a little bit more. But I'm going to be doing my vertical pass, and I'll have you just turn it. And so I'm just going to be holding the skin taut as I do that vertical pass. And I can go ahead and do longer strokes. You can do shorter strokes. You can also use both fingers if you want to kind of really
Yep. That's my method.
get the skin very taut.
Yep.
So a lot of different ways, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to stop actually at the orbital bone. So I usually just take my thumb and find that bone, and then I'll just work up to that area. I go fairly quickly.
Yep.
I know it's
I was
kind of
gonna
hard
say,
to.
you're like, it's really smooth and you don't need to add pressure to what you're doing. You're just moving the handpiece.
And that is a really good point, Summer.
Yeah. You just let the crystals do the work.
So I'm just, and then lifting off at the end.
Yep.
Using the brow bone, just holding that skin taut as I do my vertical pass on the second half of the face. Then I'll just kind of swoop down over the temples, and then I'll have you turn to the wall. And then we'll do our vertical pass here. So there is just a small line. I'm not sure if you can see them better here, but there is a small line of crystals there. It does let me know where I've been working, which is really nice. Yep. You can see, even though we've done the glycolic ahead of time, the skin is not getting too reactive.
Not at all.
Not too red.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Just what we want to see. Make sure we got that under eye area. And then I'll have you, what I'm have you do is tighten your lips, or just put your, yeah. And we'll do the chin. And I like to do the vertical and the horizontal pass on the chin at one time, so I don't have to have the client tighten their lips twice. Yep. Hide their lips, really. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I'll do the upper lip as well. And I'll do that vertical. And then the horizontal. Perfect. And then I'll have you relax. And then for our second pass, I'm going to just do the horizontal pass. So really the same way I did, just working over the brow. You can go over the brow as long as there's no permanent makeup or anything like that. So just something to consider. The same way, I'll just swoop down those temples, and then I'll have you turn to the left for me. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to do my horizontal pass. Straighten up. And again, just working right under the brow bone. Okay. And then next, after this, we're going to be moving into the D2O step. We're really going to hydrate and oxygenate with the D2O solution. This is a really cool product because it's like a heavy water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's super hydrating. It is the water that is at the bottom of lakes. So it's literally heavier because it lays down there. And what's so great about it is that it really provides a beautiful environment for healing and restoring. It's super, super hydrating. And it's calming, soothing. It's got cucumber in there also, so it smells amazing. I think it smells like a cucumber cocktail a little bit. I think it smells really good. And it just really pre-hydrates the skin for whatever step you're going to be doing next.
And this has the perfluorodecolin in it as well, I think. So very
Yes.
oxygenating to the
Yes.
skin, which is really great, especially after
Yep.
a treatment like this. So I'm just giving a little extra love
Like
to
even
the
if you weren't,
areas.
even I was going to say, even if you weren't going on with extra steps, you were just going to finish, adding that D2O compress just gives like a radiance and almost like a plumping to the skin too. It's
Yes, the
beautiful.
plumping action
Yeah.
is really nice. And it's cool. It's
Yeah.
very cooling. It feels so good,
Feels so
especially after this activity that we've had with the glycolic and the microdermabrasion. So very easy to dust those crystals off.
Makes
And
nice eye patches, iPads too.
yeah, I love. I actually one time I got some sunburn, which was
Yes.
unbelievable because I'm literally always covered in sunscreen. But it was my first time I was using a spray, which I don't really use anymore. And with like the wind and the elements, it just
Yep.
didn't work out. I covered myself in
Yep.
D2O. Like it was just a lifesaver. Sorry. For me. So
Yep.
I have a little mask already that's been soaking in the D2O. So I'll
Nice.
go ahead and put that on and we'll let it oxygenate and really hydrate that treatment area. And I did use two. I like to use two of those together because it really holds the D2O a little bit better. Just like the one's not enough.
Yeah.
So unless you have those like thicker, the thicker gauze, then you can use those as well. So we'll let this sit. And after this, I believe we're going to go ahead and layer on the dermal renewal gel.
Yes.
And this is another lifesaver. So this is another one I would pull
Yeah.
right out of the cabinet if ever again, which I would never, ever
Yep.
again.
Sunburn.
But
Yep.
if I did, or if I knew someone, I would for sure recommend the dermal renewal gel. So it's got the honey, glycerin, aloe, sodium hyaluronate, sodium PCA, arnica, calendula, chamomile, vitamin K, I believe, is in there. So
Yep.
just like really packed, amazing lifesaver. We're going to be using it before the mask and then kind of as a moisturizer as well.
Yep.
So you can get kind of creative with this and have a little bit more fun. Put it in the fridge.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like it is a 911 product. Like it's something you just
Mm-hmm.
need to have at home and you need to have in the back bar because it's a total skin saver.
It is for sure a skin
Yep.
saver. So for time's sake, because we do these abbreviated peels, I'll go ahead and pull that off, but we could have left that on for a little bit longer.
Gosh, your skin
And
is amazing.
I know she's looking so good. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that dermal renewal gel. And I'm just going to do a thin layer because
Yep.
we're going to follow that up with the Hydra Repair Mask. And this is a just creamy, luxurious, amazing clay mask that is hydrating but detoxifying and is just another skin saver. Also really good in the fridge
Yeah.
as well.
Packed with antioxidants.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nourishing, calming, like everything you want in a mask.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything you want to mask. Really good for all skin types. Really good for, like we talked about, that sensitized skin. It's going to help to calm it down. So we'll use a little bit of this and
Yep.
we'll apply a nice
Private
layer.
barrier too.
Yep. Right
Funny.
over top.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan of layering things under masks.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a nice little inclusiveness with it. Kind of have it drink that product underneath right up.
Yep.
And it's, we just pulled off all that dead skin with the glycolic and the microderm. So the skin needs that hydration anyway.
Yep.
So let's just put it right on the mask.
It's the perfect time to really feed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm dry always, and this PA weather never helps me. Even though it is humid here, my skin just, I don't know, it's just always dry and awful. So maybe it's our water. I feel like we have hard water. But anyway.
Yeah.
I always need hydration. And this is a really nice hydrating protocol because we are really layering a lot of hydrating
Yes.
ingredients after we do this exfoliation. So,
Yeah.
really supporting the skin. We're giving it antioxidants, we're replenishing it, and really hydrating it and just caring for it. Needs that kind of repair and that extra love
Yeah.
during this time.
I never heard anyone say, "Oh, my skin is too hydrated."
No,
Yeah.
no. And again, this isn't going to be anything that's oily or anything like that. You're really going to have a nice hydration. So while this is on, typically we would do another massage, and that would be an arm massage. I'm trapped in here.
Right.
So unfortunately, our
But
model.
what we recommend for our pregnant ladies is because, we really not only want to, pamper them a little bit with some things that smell great and feel great, but we want to be able to really make their skin supple and stretchable because it's going to go through a lot of changes. And by the way, there is a version of this facial that's for the belly specifically.
Oh,
So we
wonderful.
can really treat it and give it, some nice tender loving care and some really nice hydrating products to help it expand. So we're just going to be using the Common Balance oil, which has just stress reducing essential oils in there that just smell beautiful,
So good.
calming, hydrating. And then we're mixing it. You can either cocktail it together or you can layer with the Hydrate and Renew body lotion, which was originally designed to be more of like a menopausal body lotion to help with crepiness. But pregnancy is hormonal skin too. So you're really treating it the same way. It's got a lot of the same ingredients that are in our Ageless CBD facial oil, the volufiline
Oh,
for
yeah.
plumping, and also the sacha inchi that's in the collagen renewal cream, also for like rebuilding and restructuring. So it's
Yeah.
a great body lotion to be using during the time when your body is going to be changing.
So I've just done a little on the for I did the layering. I did a little bit of the oil, just and now I have the hydrate and renew, and so we're just doing a little neck and décolleté,
Yep.
and it's got both of them together. Alone they have a great slip, but together they also have
Yeah.
a really good slip. So very nice for any type of massage. The Common Balance is one of my, there's two. I have to say, I do love Common Balance, but
Yeah.
Soothe and Repair. Is it Soothe and Restore?
Soothe and restore. Yeah, it's a little more
Restore.
invigorating than that one. That one's
Yes.
more for like muscle aches, but it's got a couple of like questionable essential oils for pregnancy.
Yes.
That's the
So
reason
not,
that we chose Common Balance.
they're both phenomenal. So,
Yeah, they're both phenomenal.
all right. So just a little neck and décolleté. So we can go ahead and remove this, and then we're going to go into the real hydration. So this is kind
Yeah.
of like, going to move in a little bit, a little multi-step hydration, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and remove this mask. And again, you could leave this on longer, for sure, just treatment demonstration purposes.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes is normally what we
Yeah.
recommend.
And it's really nice too because you can see right now, obviously, it's still really creamy. It does dry a little bit,
A
but
little.
immediately reinvigorates. So you can absolutely, take a little bit of water on your fingertips and kind of awaken it, or a warm, cool towel,
Yeah.
whichever, based on your protocol makes sense, temperature wise, is really going to make this a breeze to take off. So it's not one of those like super laborious clay masks that you'll have to,
Right.
spend 20 minutes getting off in a treatment. This is going to be really nice, really easy to remove. If you were worried, like I said, you could just take a little bit of water in your fingertips and kind of reinvigorate it a little. But the
Yep.
towel also works really great.
Little D2O would work too.
Oh, little D2O. You could use D2O in every step.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could just replace water in D2O, like with
Yes.
D2O in your facials. And it is,
100%.
and when I was at DermaMed, I had people do that. They're like,
Yeah.
I just use this every step. I use it first. I started as a toner, or I used it in the hydrate facial. And now I just literally use it as my water. I'm like,
Because
oh,
it is water. It's just like super water, but it's water. So
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this. Now I didn't have a mister for the D2O, but after this you could mist D2O. I just went ahead and put some gauze.
Yeah, that's fine. So the retail version of the D2O is in a spray bottle.
So that makes,
So yeah, so you can always apply it with your hands, with cotton, whatever works. But you know, for home, it's nice to have the mister, and
it's,
the mist
yeah,
feels nice.
because you can use it. I mean, especially like for acneic skin types. If I
Yeah,
got like oily and stuff throughout the day, that oxygenation is going to be great during the summer, setting your makeup. I mean, there's really so
yeah,
many
it's
ways
amazing.
to use that retail. And like I said, it is something that's super cooling, and you get
Yeah.
like relief from it. So if I had any irritations, that retail spray bottle, I'm sure, is getting
Oh yeah.
sprayed anywhere that's irritated.
It
So
also helps with the application of your products. It makes them
mhm,
spread a lot nicer so that you don't necessarily have to use as much product as you sometimes do, because it just really it gives it a great slip. It helps it penetrate. So it's going to work the way it's supposed to work. I mean, there's just like every reason in the world to use a mist.
yes. And the D2O just smells so good as a mist as well. I mean, it would just be so good to have that scent in the air.
Every
But
person I've ever used it on has commented on the scent. Every
it's
single
so,
one.
it's
Yeah.
so good. And it's interesting because it's like very recognizable and enjoyable, but it's not like something that's overpowering or that you're gonna like
Yeah.
choke on. It's more of that like, what is that? Like
Yeah.
I
It's exactly.
don't
They're
know
like,
that.
oh, that smells so good.
Yeah. So we just did a nice compress
Oh,
with that D2O, which we
it
could
looks
have missed.
amazing.
Look at her. You could see
It
so
looks
much
so good.
relaxation in, a lot of different areas, especially like, uh,
Woo.
you know, the areas that we all worry about. We see a lot of relaxation, a lot of brightness. Look at the even skin
Wow.
tone, glow,
Yes.
oxygenation, and now we are gonna hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So we did our dermal or D2O. We're gonna do another application of the dermal renewal gel.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna apply this with my gloves and kind
And
of massage it in
what's
there.
nice about this too is if your skin is very oily, sometimes this is enough as a moisturizer.
Yes, this is a great moisturizer for oily skin.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. But if not, it's a great addition to, the green tea moisturizer, which is really light. So it won't feel like you have a ton of layers on, just give you an extra boost.
Yeah, like in the winter when I do need
Yep.
that extra boost, I can do the dermal renewal gel and then the green tea moisturizer and then feel like really perfectly hydrated. And like you said, not overwhelming. And it's like
Yep.
that anti-inflammatory, all those really nice healing botanicals. So really great for any skin type. So we did the dermal renewal. We're gonna do the eye radiance cream. I
Mhm.
absolutely love the eye radiance cream. Love it. So we've got the vitamin K in here. We have arnica. We have haloxyl in
Yep.
here, which is really great for the dark circles.
Yep. To
Well, I feel like
peptide.
there's others that are so great ingredients that I'm missing out on right now.
I'm trying, I think you hit a lot of them.
The
The
vitamin
haloxyl is the peptide that
yes.
helps with the dark circles.
And that is, that's been tested clinically, that
Yep.
ingredient. So I think it's like as little as 6 weeks, you really start to see results. You can use the eye radiance cream in the morning and at night. You
Yes.
really want to see that accelerated, but this is an eye cream that you are really going to see results with. And with that vitamin K combination, it's exactly what you want to see in the eye cream, just a different type of pigmentation under the eye. So and I liked it. I could use it everywhere. Like this eye cream is one I just want to like spread all over my
Yep.
face. It's
Yep.
got amazing ingredients and it smells good. It's got a really good consistency as well. So
It's
I
really
really,
nice. I finish on my lips too, like whatever's left on my
yeah,
fingers.
you're like, it's good when it starts to
Yep.
make it, when it starts to like spread throughout the treatment area. So then we have the green tea moisturizer, and this has been like a DermaMed favorite as long as I can remember. You can see it's
Yeah.
a beautiful. You can kind of tell the consistency is very like light
It's
whipped
whipped.
gel.
Yep.
Yes. So really good for all skin types. Not too heavy for anybody with acne or anything like that. Antioxidants, we have the green tea. I think there's some aloe in here, some jojoba. So really moisturizing and just light,
Yep.
smells very fresh.
Yep.
It's
The
like
green
really
tea is
glides on.
beautiful antioxidant. The green
Mm.
tea. Yeah, it's just great.
Really nice post treatment as well, because after microdermabrasion, after glycolic, products can add a little stimulation. You're a
Yeah.
little bit more sensitive. So all these products that are in this protocol are really going to just be layered after layered, making the skin feel better and better. We cooled
Yep.
it with the D2O, really soothed the inflammation with the dermal renewal gel, started adding our hydration, which the D2O did as well, followed it up with the green tea, gave a little special treatment to our around the eye area with our eye radiance cream. And then, of course, very, very important step is our SPF. So we have the Daily Eclipse SPF. And this sunscreen is also really nice because it is a mineral-based sunscreen.
Yep.
But it's going to spread really easily. And it's not going to leave too much of that white casting. So I like to just kind of pat it in,
Yep.
take my time.
Always pat before you rub with sunscreen.
Mm-hmm. Essential application of sunscreen is like, it's got to be mastered.
Yep.
So you can see it's going to blend right in. We did a little pat application. We're just going to rub it in those areas where I may have overdone it. But, as estheticians, I don't know if there is an overdoing it to sunscreen. Just slather it on. My friends are like, are you applying again? I'm like, I am. They're like, it's been 20 minutes. I'm like, I can feel the burn. I can feel it. So.
Yeah. Go for it, man. Be safe.
That's
Yeah, it
right.
looks beautiful. It just gives her a glow. It takes
adds to
a
the
minute to get physical sunscreen to absorb in. So just be patient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the skin feels so nice. It feels super hydrated. The brightness, let's get it straight on.
So bright.
But just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful glow. And this is what, someone who's expecting really deserves.
Yep.
A little extra care. Oh, are we sleeping? Oh.
That's a good treatment.
That's what we need. They need a little rest. Okay.
Yep.
Need a little hydration, some exfoliation, and some just tender love. And that is what we did with this DermaMed treatment. And then also, in addition, there's a lot of pregnancy or a lot of support for expecting mothers with DermaMed, because you have the compression socks, which are really great. And then other things too. I think you guys have a lot of
the belly band. And then if you have a cesarean, we have like a post product that you could use to help heal everything, like a compression garment.
So really taking care of the skin, but also thinking of those other factors that really contribute to an expecting mother's overall wellness, which is something that's really always been a priority at DermaMed, is considering the whole person and, appreciating the wellness factor in skincare and, just overall health and personal care. So I love that touch. We're going to have some amazing specials around this. So I'm super excited. And I'm so happy we got to showcase the Mega Peel, because I think it's been a while since we've got to showcase it. And it is like my first love of aesthetics. So Elisa, thank you so much for joining me today for this treatment. One more look at our amazing model's skin. And everybody be sure to stay tuned on the EC. Make sure you're on the newsletter and the Facebook group, on all the social media, so you stay up to date on these amazing YouTube training videos, as well as any specials that are available. Thank you so much again, Elisa. Bye, everyone.
Bye.